In this video, we'll be looking at how the information looks once we've input it into the Inlet catalog. Also going to provide a few tips when you're working with the Inlet catalog. Once you define all of your structure information in the spreadsheet, then you're going to move into Open Roads and then input that information directly into the Inlet catalog, one for each structure. Now, I would almost recommend to have two people do this assignment. So one person would get the information into the spreadsheet, and then the second person would input the information into the catalog while checking the spreadsheet. It's very easy while you're looking at these drawings to get dimensions flipped around, so it's good to have a second pair of eyes on this. And the information is going to be driving the capacity calculations for the inlet, so it is important that it's correct. One other thing with the inlet dialog, we have this design tab for each one of the structures. So if you do want the software to design the inlet opening and you have different links available for these different types of structures, then you're going to input those values in here. Otherwise, you'll just leave it blank. Once you finish defining all of your inlets in the catalog, it's a good idea to go ahead and take that out to a library. So to do so, we are just going to create a new library. We call this DOT Inlets. And then I'm going to bulk select all of the inlets in the catalog and then export to that new library. This is going to write these all out to an XML file. And it's good to have this as a backup. Another good use for this is you can see I have special characters in here, and that's not really recommended, and it would take me a while to go in and rename each one of these. But now, since I have it in an XML format, I can do a find and replace all of my tick marks with FT, and then I could also replace all of my and symbols with A and D. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to be replacing the and symbol, which is going to look like and, amp, and semicolon. And I'm going to replace that with A and D. And now I'm going to save this XML file. And just to be safe, I'm going to create a backup. It's always a good idea when you're doing things like this. So I'll just call this DOT Inlets Backup. And I'm going to go ahead and re-export all of these back out to that backup file. Alright, now I'm going to go in and delete all of these. And that's why I created the backup. I can always bring those back in if I need to. And now I'm going to import from this DOT inlets that I modified. So you can see the names have been changed on all of these. And then that was an easy way for me to go in and change those names without having to rename each one. And then one last thing, just in general, when you're working with drainage and utilities, it's very important to come up here and hit the Save button as you are inputting in prototypes and catalogs and your storm data, anything that's going to be on the database side of things. And that's going to make sure that any work that you do in this DGNlib is going to be saved when you exit.